Provide a quick overview of how to use this database prepared for the Clean Air Partnership, which consists of green procurement practices in municipalities. There are 3 tabs in this database. The first one is titled Form, the second one is Database, and the third one is the Dynamic Dashboard. We'll start by looking at the Database tab. This contains the entire database of practices of the municipalities that we've researched. It is organized by country, municipality, population, category of the type of practice, a description of what the practice is. There's sections for financial difficulty level, logistical difficulty level, when the practice was last updated, whether or not the municipality is a member of the CAC, and finally a link to the reference or the original source of where this information was derived from. This tab in itself is interactive. You can filter it based on what you're looking for. So for example, if you want to explore practices within a specific category, by clicking this drop down, you can select which category you would like to explore. So for example, if you're interested in looking at life cycle analysis related practices, you can check that box, and then all of the practices within the databases have been filtered out for that category. Similarly, if you wanted to look at a specific municipality, you could kind of do the same thing, click the drop down, select a municipality, and everything related to that category and municipality have been filtered through. To get rid of any of the filters, just click on the drop down again, and you can select all, and this brings the database back to its original state. Now, in the event that you would like to add a new practice to add to the database, that's the purpose of this Form tab. So how it works is most of these fields are drop-down menus, so we'll go through a test one to demonstrate how it works. For example, if you would like to add a practice from a municipality within Canada, we would start by clicking the drop down there and selecting the appropriate country, the municipality, what the category of the practice is. So say we would want to add one related to waste reduction, we can find it there. The year that it was updated, let's say that it was just updated this year. Fill in the population of the city. So for example, you just type in the population there. Financial difficulty level, this is a range between low, medium, and high. For the sake of example, we can select these options. Select whether or not the municipality is a CAC member. Type in a description of what the practice is, and any other relevant information would go here, and then finally you would enter a link to the source where you could find more information related to the practice. Once all the fields have been filled in, you can click Submit to Database. You'll notice that all of the fields have gone empty, and that's an indication that the practice was successfully submitted to the database. To confirm that, we can go to this Database tab, and if you scroll all the way to the bottom, all the new entries get added at the end. And as you can see, our test practice has been populated. You'll also notice that the categories auto change colors based on the category. Finally, this Dynamic Dashboard tab is a quick way to show important KPIs related to what's in the database. Right now, we have these 2 pie charts. The one on the right is showing the categories of the different practices and what percentage of the practices are populated within the database. Similarly, this one on the left is showing CAC members and how many practices are made up in the database by those specific municipalities. And then finally, this one at the bottom here lists all the categories and how many practices according to that category are in the database. This is dynamic, which means that whenever you add a new entry into the database through the form, this will update automatically to reflect any changes. And that concludes this tutorial.